Hello again, beautiful artists, and welcome back to another episode of Paint Along with Skye. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Skye, and I post beginning level acrylic painting tutorials here on YouTube every Saturday. So make sure to hit subscribe if you'd like to join the fun and paint along. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to be notified when I post a new video. So I wanted to do a sort of spooky painting today, but this one it's spooky, but it's not Halloween only type painting. This is a great painting for year round, really. And it's gonna be really simple. I'm gonna take you through it every single step of the way, as usual. I have 4 brushes that I'm using today. So my 3 standard brushes, which is my square brush here, big square wash brush. I have a medium size pointed sable brush, and then I have 2 small detail brushes that are sort of small and smallest. Gonna get those in my water cup off the side of the screen. The 3 colors that I have just for the background step, we're gonna start really simple today, is just blue, this is an ultramarine blue, and then white and black. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in to our background step. This painting is gonna be done in 2 parts. So we're gonna start with the background. We're gonna start right in the center here. And I'm going to use a beautiful light blue. So I'm gonna start with white and just kind of sneak a little bit of that blue right into it. And then we're gonna go right in the center here with what I call crazy brush strokes. All right, so you're moving your brush every which way here from the center outwards. So we have it's a very, very, very slight blue color there. What we're going to do is start adding now a little bit more of a pigmented light blue along the outside edge here. And even if you have white here in the center, you do want to use paint rather than just using the white of the canvas. Okay, so that's going to make everything look nice and consistent. So now I'm going to sneak my way all the way around here. On the center part is where we're going to have our moon and our adorable little kitty cat. All the way around here, and what we're doing is working our way to a darker blue and what will eventually be black. So this is pretty light, but this is actually a night sky. Okay, so this is kind of where our moon is lighting up the night sky. So pretty. So we're going to now go to pretty pigmented blue. And actually, let's go ahead and sneak just a little tiny bit of black in there. So we'll get a beautiful navy. And we're going to put that along the light blue. This is a really good blending practice for everyone. Really good to build up that dexterity as well. All right, and just keep that brush going every direction here, trying not to really create any solid pattern. Really random and crazy. All right, that's looking good. I think a little bit further out with that color. A little bit of paint always, or a little bit of water always helps that paint go nice and smooth, okay? Acrylic and water are best friends. You can water it down a lot, especially for steps like this, where you have a lot of coverage and you're doing a lot of blending, and it's okay if it's a little bit transparent. Okay, now we have just a little bit of outside edge, so I'm gonna do an even darker blue with a pinch more black, and that's gonna give us this beautiful night sky color. So not quite all the way to black quite yet. That's going to be the next step, but not getting ahead of ourselves. I like to move my brush really quickly for this step, but please take your time. It's my favorite part of painting, is kind of slowing down. So do not rush yourself. Okay, now we have this nice little sort of vignette where our cat can go right in the center on the crescent moon. And we have a little bit darker outside edges here. And then once you get it all filled in, we're gonna put a little bit of black along the outside edge as well in the same kind of way, like so. And you just want to bring that black just a few brush strokes in, just like night is kind of creeping into the corners of our composition. But you don't want to get too far into the center with the black, because we want to have a nice contrast of our black cat against the light blue, and same with the stars. Okay, so just like so, just a few kind of angled brush strokes. Makes it look really whimsical and stylized. And it's in that same kind of brush stroke pattern technique that we've been using, just throwing in a few more wherever I think needs it. And that looks good. Let's go ahead and step away and take a break, let this dry, and we'll come back with more. I'll see everyone in a few. Okay, and we're back with a dry background, and I got some fresh colors here on my piece of palette paper. So I have a fair amount of white, some nice bright yellow, black, and then a little bit of my phthalo green. I washed my brushes and got some fresh water at break as well. Okay, let's go ahead and jump right back into it. I'm now going to work on my moon, and I'm going to create the shape, I think with my second smallest of my detail brushes, and I'm going to start with white. Okay, so we're going to actually end up painting our whole moon white first before we paint it yellow, so that we get some nice coverage here. And what we want to do is just create sort of like a circular shape, kind of going along the lines of a circle here, and stop about 2/3 of the way around, and then just thicken it from there. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my medium-sized brush to fill in. I'm just going to be filling in with white. Nothing too tricky here. We're going to get some nice opacity by adding this white layer first before we add our yellow. I want to mention that if you are painting along today, I have created a Facebook group for my students to share their work, whether it be from painting along with me or just your own imagination. I would love to see your artwork, and I have that link in the description box below for you guys if you'd like to join us over there. We just reached a milestone in the art club of 1,000 members, so that's pretty exciting. Thank you all so much for joining me over there. And if you don't have Facebook, I'm on Instagram as well as Pinterest. Just added those links to the homepage of the channel. Not very big on Instagram yet, but feel free to tag me over there as well. And if you don't have any social media, good on ya. And we're just happy to have you painting along anyway. Social media is a love-hate. My favorite part of social media is definitely the art club and my daily posting that I do for this channel, but it can be pretty crazy on there. Pretty negative world right now, but not here. Nope, this is a place of non-division, unity, and cooperation. Okay? No politics allowed here. Right now, I'm gonna grab that second to smallest brush again, and I'm going to create now some stars. These are such a cute way to add a little twinkle, add a little something something to your composition. Coming up here and down. Actually, why don't I go ahead and just use my tiniest brush, the little switcheroo there. Whenever you feel like you need a little bit more control, just go ahead and go to a smaller brush. So straight up and down, and then I'm going to do sort of like a lowercase t sort of, and then little hash marks in between, like so. How cute is that? I learned those when I was face painting long ago at the beginning of my art career. I'm gonna do 2 more of these stars over here. I'm gonna do one big one and one slightly smaller. remember while being in training for face painting, they said if you kind of mess something up, just throw some of these pretty sparkles on it and it will still look good. And I enjoyed doing that, but I must say that the canvases were often very wiggly. Okay, and there we go. One larger one, and then I'm gonna do a cute little companion star to give it a buddy right next door. Super cute and whimsical. Okay, now I'm going to go back into my moon with a light yellow. Now I'm painting so quickly that it's not quite dry yet. So if you need to take a quick break and let your white dry first, go for it, but I'm just gonna see what happens here. Yeah, looks pretty good. And we're just filling that white moon in now with light yellow right on top. I did add a little bit of white to the yellow as well, upping that opacity once again. All right, looks good. Just like so, trying to be as delicate as possible. And I'm using my medium-sized pointed brush to fill this in. But if you'd like to use a smaller brush, go for it. Once again, that'll just give you a little bit more control. But it will also take longer. It's a balance of me slowing myself down and then just naturally being sort of a rushed person. Okay, looking good. Just want to try to get that all solid. One solid color. It's possible that if you went really dark with your background that you could even need a second coat of yellow, and that's okay too. Make any adjustments that you need on your individual painting. Okay, looking good. I'm going to grab my medium to small brush again. I'm going to take some of that yellow and put it over my stars as well. Really simple, just like so. And you can leave sort of some areas of white kind of poking out for these stars as well, because they're sort of like they're twinkling and it's like a yellow white, like so. All right, oh, that was a little bit crooked. Okay, super cute. All right, let's go ahead now and work on the shape of our cat. I'm going to definitely use my smallest brush for that. And rather than just go right at it with the black, I'm going to do the sketch of my cat first with white, and then I'm going to go ahead and fill it in with black. Okay, so let's start here with the kind of flat line of where the cat is sitting. So you want to try to find like the flattest part here of the moon that you can. And we're just going to do a horizontal line about like so. And we can even do the tail at this point. So that's going to come down. You want to have a nice amount of space here so that you get that really nice curly-Q shape. We're going to come up and around like so. So we have a little curly-Q tail there. And we're going to be filling this in with black in just a minute. So this is kind of like a little pre-sketch here. Okay, and then the top part of the head. So I'm going to do little tiny cute feet here. And the top part of the head is going to be kind of like a little U. Kind of went up about maybe 2 inches there. And then this is going to kind of meet the front right there. And then this will kind of go like so. And what we're going to do is sort of adjust, yeah, that looks pretty cute, our shape now as needed. So I went probably a little bit smaller. than what I'm going to end up with. And I often do that. So now you can grab your small brush of choice, and we're going to bring our black in. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to bring the head up a little bit further, like so. Even a little bit further still. It's always easier to make things bigger than it is to make them smaller. Also, if you're feeling nervous, you can go ahead and test this shape out a few times and even fill it in and see what it looks like before adding it. Cute little ears like so. And then the body's gonna come around to meet the tail. Silhouettes are usually pretty forgiving, so even though you might not like your shape, go ahead and just fill it in and see what it looks like. And just try your best to adjust as need be. Little feet there. Like so. Okay, pretty cute. Let's bring it just a little bit further out here. And further up. Okay. That looks pretty cute. Adjusting as needed. Okay. And coming around here for the tail. Just getting that all filled in with black for a cutie little black cat. All right, looks good. I'm going to grab my small brush now, and while that cat dries slightly, I'm going to do some outlining of my moon, just with my smallest brush here, so the teeny tiny one. About like so, trying to be very gentle with my brush and create a fairly even straight line, curved line rather. Very cute. Okay, coming from the top part. I think this would be like a really cute painting to do even for like a nursery. I was just thinking. Very like whimsical dreamland, sleepy time painting. I love black cats. I've had 2 black cats in my life. And I just saw a black cat the other day. And it was the cutest thing. He ran across the street, which black cat crosses your path is actually supposed to be good luck. I know that the old wives' tale here in the United States said they're bad luck, but everywhere else in the world, you guys, they're good luck. So I take it as good luck. He was so cute. He was chasing a butterfly, and I was like, oh my god, I just did a black cat painting and everything. And he had a fluffy tail. It was the cutest. Okay, looking good. Home stretch here, everyone. I'm going to go into my moon one more time with a brighter yellow. As I mentioned earlier, you might even need like multiple coats. It's just not quite as opaque as I'd like it to be in here. You gotta be mindful not to spread the black into the yellow. Just for a little bit more opacity. Keep pulling that black in there. Must be very careful. It also doesn't look that bad. Okay. Just like so. bright yellow. Yellow and black together kind of mixed to make a kind of a muddy color. So if you start to blend and you can't get it covered, you may need to step away for a minute and let it dry, and then just come back and add a little touch up later. All right, that looks pretty good to me. Just want a nice bright yellow moon here. Okay. Always being mindful of the direction that my brush strokes are going. All right, it looks very cute. Just a few more steps. Okay, and final step is going to be our gorgeous little green eyes. So I'm actually going to start with a little bit of white, and I'm gonna do 2 little ovals for his eyes, starting with white on either side of his cutie little face here. Okay, again, always starting small so that we can make it bigger if need be. And I'm gonna mix a little bit of green with my yellow and just gently tap that in there as well, right on top of the white. And again, you can wait to let this dry. I'm just too impatient to do that today. Just a little bit of green and then a little bit of black right in the middle here. On either side is what's gonna make them look like cat eyes. It's a little green eyeball with a little black dot. You can kind of adjust the shape as need be. Okay, and then just a few more little highlights on our cute kitty. With a little bit of white, I'm just gonna go right along the kind of top part of the back here, and then the kind of neck area in the front, and then also the tail. Okay, that is all the instruction that I have for everyone this week. So let me know what you thought of today's painting. If you liked it, if you thought it was a little bit too tricky, sometimes the shapes are hard. Let me know. Animals and people are always the most challenging. But happy fall, happy almost Halloween. Hello to all those gorgeous cat lovers out there. And I will see you guys next week. Until then, stay creative.